Hi everyone, it's Jess, aka Colouring Bumblebee, and I'm back today with another video for you. Today I've got a brand new series for you that I have been thinking about and sort of planning in my mind for the past few months actually. And I am calling this the Rank and Rate series, where I go through series of colouring books or focus on a specific artist and rank them in order of my preference and rate some of my favourite pages. So I've flagged my 5 favourite pages in each of these books and I have ranked them. And I want to preface this video and all of these videos by saying this is my personal preference. It doesn't mean that one book is better than the other or worse than the other. I wouldn't have a book in my collection if I didn't love it, and I do love all of these books. So if you see one's lower than another and go, why is that so low? They're all amazing books, but it's just my personal preference. I love them all. And yeah, I would love to hear from you how you would rank some of these books. I have 14 mythographic colouring books, mainly by the artists Joseph Kattenbang and Fabiana Attanasio. I also have a couple of Veronica Kalinska's and the Artist's Vault book, which has some pages by Alessandra Fusi. I was thinking about splitting it up into a couple of videos because this is a lot of books to go through in one video, but I thought no, let's keep it to the series, rank them all, and then I thought it would be interesting because when I first started colouring, I remember I was searching for sort of Johanna Basford books ranked or Kirby Rosanna's books ranked to see what people's favourites were in the community, and it was a video that just didn't exist. So I thought it would be fun to do my own version and invite any other colouring YouTubers to do the same. So let's move all of these to the side and get to the ranking. So my first book, in 14th place, I have Mythographic Paradise by Fabiana Attanasio. And the only reason that this is at the bottom is because of the hidden objects. They are not my favourite things to, not my favourite pages to colour. It just adds an extra step, an extra thought that needs to go into your colouring compared to normal. But I'm going to do a quick flip. You can see from the back here all of those hidden objects. I won't have time to flip through all of them fully, but you can see I have done my first page now in this book, and I did really enjoy colouring it once I covered up all the hidden objects. But this book I do really love the artwork in it. I just wish there weren't all these silly hidden objects. They really frustrate me, but I like the pages enough to have it in my collection. But that is Mythographic Paradise, and I have flagged my 5 favourite pages in the book. So this is one of them, this really fun galaxy girl. I just think you can have a lot of fun playing with like a galaxy background, lots of metallic paint, glitter gel pens. I just think it's such a fun page. And I have this one with the sunflowers. Again, this kind of spacey galaxy background. I just think that this would look absolutely stunning coloured in. I have to include the bee lady, this kind of honeycomb pattern on the side and all these flowers, bees, I just think is beautiful. And then I have this page with the enchanted bookshelf and this girl sort of casting her magic spells across the place. But my favourite page in this book is is this one. The windmills with these tulips, I just think is so beautiful. Again, these hidden objects just get in the way and you've got to figure out what you want to do with them. But yeah, that's the way I'm going to be showing you the pages. I've picked out my 5 favourites, 4 in any order, and then my 1 favourite from each of the books. So that is Mythographic Paradise by Fabiana Attanasio. Then in 13th place, I have Mythographic Artist's Vault. This would be so much higher because it's such a gorgeous book. So special to me. It was sent to me by Jodie from Jodie Moments, and I'm so thankful for her. But the only reason it's this low is because it has pages with hidden objects in it. But there are several pages I absolutely adore in here, and it's going to be a really fun book to see filled up. It's a really luxurious book with the hardcover and the foiling on the edges. And there are some absolutely gorgeous pages in here that I can't wait to start colouring. And not all of them are hidden objects pages, but a good few are. So let's go through some of my favourites in here. First up, I have this one by Fabiana Attanasio, the kind of swans with flames on their head and the wax dripping down. I just think it's a really interesting composition. No hidden objects on this page, which is always a plus. I can just see this coloured absolutely beautifully, and I do believe it's an exclusive for this book. I picked up this one by Joseph Kattenbang. I think these little mushroom guys are so adorable. It's got quite a lot of dark black line work, but I think that will just make the shading process a bit easier. So I can imagine that's amazing when it's coloured. Oh, struggling to pick it out. Then I have this one, the kind of mushroom flower village with these fireflies with lamps on their backs. I just think was really cool with all the lighting effects you can have on this page. This is by Fabiana Attanasio. And then I have this gorgeous unicorn page by Joseph Kattenbang. Got a few hidden objects in here, but not too many that I think it will be okay to cover them up. Yeah, really can't wait to colour that page. And then my favourite page in the book is this one by Alessandra Fusi. I just think this owl trapped within the crystal is stunning. And these flowers surrounding it. The only trouble is I'm not sure how I would approach colouring it, but it is my absolute favourite in this book. I think it's stunning and could look really great with a dark black background to really make the owl and the crystals pop. That is Mythographic Artist's Vault, illustrations by Joseph Kattenbang, Alessandra Fusi and Fabiana Attanasio. Next I've got number 12 is Crystal Kingdom by Veronika Kalinska. This was a wonderful gift from Zoe. And this one, I mean, from now on, because there's no hidden objects pages, I do absolutely adore the book. There's a few pages in here which I'm just a bit like, how would I tackle those? Which is why it's a bit lower. I do have a whip in here, hoping to finish. Also, when I've tagged my favourite pages, I have picked uncoloured ones. Obviously, I have coloured a few pages in these books, but I haven't picked any of those as a favourite, just because they're already coloured. So the first favourite in this book is this tortoise with all of these fun crystals on its back. I think you can have a lot of fun playing with different colours here. I know Candice, Happy Catastrophe, she doesn't like tortoises with things on her back, but she said this one was cool. So it's Candice approved. But I think this one is just amazing and can have a whole rainbow of crystals on its back. Then I've got this one, this close-up portrait of this woman with all flowers and crystals in her hair. I think you could play with a fun, unnatural kind of vivid colour for her hair, like pink or purple or blue. I think that would look stunning. Veronica does close-up portraits really, really well in her colouring books. Next one I have is this one, this adorable little fox sitting amongst the mushrooms and the leaves in the forest. I just think he is adorable, and not too many crystals in this one, so not so as intimidating as some other pages in here. And then I have this lady with all these kind of tarot cards in her hair, super mystical and magical. I think she is awesome. And my favourite page in the book is this one, the lion with the crystals in its mane, the clouds behind him and the crescent moon around here. I just think he is absolutely stunning. My favourite page by far in this book. Kind of want to save it, but I also have a vision for it, so it's hard with those pages. So that is Mythographic Crystal Kingdom by Veronica Kalinska. Then in spot 11, I have Mythographic Menagerie by Fabiana Attanasio. And this book has some absolutely stunning pages in here, especially towards the back, sort of 3/4 of the book. But the first section of pages, there's some interesting ones that aren't my favourite. But there's enough in here that I love. This was one of the main reasons I bought this book, to have this page to colour. I absolutely loved colouring those magical raccoons. But we've got some kind of steampunky ones at the front here that I'm just not quite sure how I would approach it. Like this one, the shark, this one. Yeah, there's a few at the front which I'm like, meh. But there's plenty of other beautiful pages in this book to warrant me having it. My 5 favourites that I have flagged. This one's a bit of a cheat because I am colouring it this month, but I absolutely love the cat trapped in the glass jar underwater with all these fishies. I do have this as a buddy colour planned for May that I am hoping I will get done before the end of the month. That is definitely a favourite. Then I have this one, the girl riding the whale with the rainbow in the background. I love a page with a rainbow on it, and I can just see it coloured. And Yolanda from Colour and Biker Mama was colouring this page on stream, and it made me really jealous. I wanted to colour it too, but I had loads of other mythographic pages planned already, so I had to put it aside. But yeah, really love that page. I haven't this one. Then I have this one, the red panda with this snowy scene and the crystals coming out of its tail. This I've seen coloured so many times, just beautifully, and I love the composition of it. But it is quite intimidating with all of those crystals and all the snow. Quite a few tricky elements to tackle on that page. Then I have this one with the owl, with its wings being the mountain range and the feathers falling down in this village. I just think that is stunning with the moon behind it. I love owls in colouring books. But my favourite page in this book is this one with the jackalope rabbits sitting in these china teapots with the flowers surrounding it. I just think it's beautiful and isn't too hard, because once you've figured out how to colour one, you can colour the other one the same. So that's my favourite page from Mythographic Menagerie by Fabiana Attanasio. Number 10 is one of my newer mythographic books to my collection I just recently got this month, and that is Mythographic Labyrinth by Joseph Kattenbang. I had this on my wish list for a while and was the last older release that I hadn't got in my collection yet that I still wanted. And I'd seen a few people colouring in this recently and it dropped in price, so I thought, yep, now's the time to get it. And I really do love the pages. But it's hard to rank a book, I think, when you haven't coloured anything in it. I feel like you get a better idea of the book and how much you like it once you've coloured a page. So let's go through some of my favourites. Of course, this bee-themed one with this beautiful florally hedge maze here. The girl, or not a girl, fairy sitting on a flower in the centre. I just think that's going to look stunning all coloured in. I have this one of the girl and the fox on the bridge with this hedge maze. I think that is another stunning one, and I've seen so many people colour this with nice pastel colours and pink hedges and purple hedges and all sorts of fantasy colours. Just really inspiring, that one. I have this one, The Maze of Books. I think that is amazing. I have no idea what colours I would use for it, but I'm thinking like rich jewel tones. I love colouring books, I just think they're really fun. Then I had this one, I thought this one was really interesting, the kind of puzzle pieces making up the scene here, and it's kind of like we've got puzzle pieces on top and then it's breaking away and you can see the fish down below. I think it's just a really interesting page, something quite different in terms of like perspective and things like that. So that's another favourite. But my absolute favourite in this book is this one. This magical looking lady with the tree in her hair and the trunks coming down to create this kind of portal looking maze. I just think you can play around with so many different colours on this page and it would just look stunning coloured in. So that is my favourite from this book. And that is Mythographic Labyrinth by Joseph Cattenbang. Next I've got Mythographic Aviary. This is ranked number 9 in my collection, again by Joseph Cattenbang. And I've coloured just the one page right at the back here. It's not my favourite page I've ever coloured, it's a bit boring to me, but it's a page coloured. And I like this one. It's got a lot of birds in it for it being aviary, but you've also got some other creatures that can fly, which I think is quite fun. But yeah, just very bird heavy. I think if it had a little bit more variety, it would put this book up higher in my rankings. But just the amount of birds is a lot. I'm trying to think of different ways to colour them. But here are a few of my favourite pages. I have this one with the gorgeous peacock and the girl sailing in her boat down the river. I imagine this with rich, deep jewel tones with purples and greens and blues, and yeah, just I can imagine it coloured absolutely beautifully, and I think I'd have a lot of fun colouring it. Then again, we've got a bee page. This giant bee sitting on a flower. I find colouring these sort of flowers with the nice large petals really relaxing and enjoyable. I could see it in pinks, purples, blues, all sorts of different colours to contrast nicely with the bees there, and you've even got a little butterfly house in the middle. Then I have this one, the bird shielding the girl from the rain. I just think this is wonderful. I saw Shell from Shell's Colouring Journey do colour along for this. She did a rainbow background and it was just stunning, and I want to colour it like that. And then I have this one, the lion with the butterfly on its face. Again, just stunning. The way Joseph has drawn the lion, it's a lot of fun. I've coloured a lion from one of his other books before and I thoroughly enjoyed it. You can have a lot of fun with metallic details on the butterfly wings, I think. Just creating a stunning page. And my favourite from the book is this one of the girl riding the swan. It's also a harp. We've got it in the clouds. I love this page. It just really stands out to me. I think I'd like to do it as a black swan to make it really stand out with some nice kind of reflecting colours off the wings, maybe a galaxy background. I can just picture it coloured so beautifully, and I've seen it coloured so beautifully in the past as well. But that is my favourite page from Mythographic Aviary by Joseph Cattenbang. Then ranked number 8 is Mythographic Fantasy Forest by Fabiana Attanasio. I haven't coloured in this one yet, so I did find it quite hard to place in my rankings. But there are lots of gorgeous pages. I love how Fabiana draws her fantasy creatures, fairies and little goblins and magical forest dwelling creatures. I just think she does an amazing job at it. And there are a lot of gorgeous pages in here. But I feel like I kind of can't appreciate the beauty fully until I've coloured one. I don't know if anyone else is like that. So that's why it's kind of at the middle of the pack here. But my favourite pages in here, first one being this elephant family. How beautiful are these elephant ears with the fun little spirals coming off it. You can add some nice metallic details, have fun playing with the bubbles. I can picture it, the bubbles done in a rainbow style. living in this forest. Just stunning. Then I picked out this one, this kind of floral elf kind of creature with these lanterns floating in the back, very Tangled inspired. I don't know what colours I'd use, but it's just beautiful, that page. Oh, struggling with this one. Got this one of this really fun, massive tree guy holding a little fairy in his hand and having a look at her, and you've got all these gorgeous flowers on the side. Again, just a beautiful page. And then I have this one with the unicorn and the rainbow in the background, some hydrangea flowers, you've got trees and leaves. Yeah, again, nice magical, mystical colours for this page. And my favourite one is right at the back. It is this one of the dragon in the bottle with these really magical looking leaves. Again, metallic watercolour on those, make them really sparkle and shine. I imagine them with some like nice dark greens for the leaves and making him pop in a nice contrasting colour. So that is my favourite page from Mythographic Fantasy Forest by Fabiana Attanasio. Number 7, I have Mythographic Voyage by Joseph Kattenbang. And I think out of all the mythographics out there, this is the most underrated. I don't see people talk about Voyage as much. I want to say it was the first book that didn't have hidden objects in, so it's quite a special one. And I wanted it to be higher up in my rankings, but there's so many amazing mythographic books that you love them all. And you ask me in a week, my rankings may be different. I think the top and the bottom would be the same, but the middle could be completely mixed around. But I think this one has just beautiful pages in it, and it was really hard to pick 5 favourites in this one. And I have coloured this line page at the front. Loved colouring this one. Lots of fun. So my 5 favourite pages in this. First one being this one. This fox in the teacup down this river. Is it a river of tea or is it just water? You could do either. With all these fun lotus flowers and lily pads. Yeah, just beautiful. I picked this one of the sun compass with all of these butterflies surrounding it. I love colouring gold, and gold compasses are really fun to colour. Just noticed I missed one back here. This one of these gorgeous big flower hot air balloon with these large butterflies set in the clouds. Yeah, could just have a lot of fun with colours on that one. Then I have this one of this girl trapped in a bottle underwater with these kind of corals and leaves and seaweed and a little fish down here. I just think that's a beautiful composition. And my favourite is this one. I just love this page of the guy on the train with these large sunflowers, the whale in the clouds. Such a fun page, really interesting composition. And I've seen it coloured so many times, but I'm kind of holding off because it is my favourite in the book. But that is Mythographic Voyage by Joseph Kattenbang. Number 6, I have Mythographic Fairy Wonderland by Fabiana Attanasio. I was struggling between this one and Fantasy Forest, which one I liked more, and I decided I liked more pages in this one than the other one. I've got an idea to do lots of monochrome pages in here. I've done a pink monochrome page already, and I'd like to experiment with some other colours in this book, doing different monochromatic colour schemes where you're just using the one colour in different shades. And I think this book really lends itself well to that. So here's my pink monochrome with the pomegranate girl. Really love how it turned out. And I have coloured this one of my favourite pages I've ever done. Love that one. So my 5 favourite pages in this book. I have this one of this gorgeous girl made up of all these flowers and butterfly wings, set with these magical looking pillars in the background. I just think that is stunning. Plays with lots of different colours on that page. I have this one of this little fairy guy walking through the forest and it's raining. You've got all these mushroom houses. Just think that one is adorable. Got this one, the hummingbird with its beak is a paintbrush and it's painting all these flowers with the paint palette down here. I just think that's a really interesting idea. Kind of Alice in Wonderland-esque of painting the roses red, but he's painting the flowers all their bright colours. Then I have this one, the peacock with all of these pocket watches. Again, deep jewel tones for the peacock, blues and greens and maybe a bit of purple. And then some nice contrast with the gold on the watches all hanging down there. And you can use lots of metallic watercolour and it would just look amazing. And then my favourite in the whole book is this one. I just adore this page. I've seen it coloured several times and it always looks so magical and beautiful with the fairy gliding down the water on a little leaf. All these magical flowers in the background. Just stunning. So that is Mythographic Fairy Wonderland by Fabiana Attanasio. Number 5, I have Mythographic Mythical Beasts by Veronika Kolinska. And I said Voyage was underrated, but I think this is underappreciated. I don't see as many people have this book, but it is gorgeous. The way Veronika draws her mythical creatures is just amazing. I love a book with mythical creatures, and this is just chock-a-block full of all of these stunning creatures. I have coloured this Pegasus page. I absolutely adore how it turned out. So much gold metallic watercolour on it. Really fun bold clouds. Yeah, really loved that page. And I have coloured another one in here. The dragon in its lair. Lots of glitter gel pen on this one. Really like how that one turned out. Yeah. I do have a list of all of the different mythical creatures in this book because Veronika did a flip through where she said what creatures were what, because there were some which I wasn't sure on. I got most of them, but some of them are original character designs, which was really interesting. So some of my favourites, the first being the little jackalope bunnies. I think they are absolutely adorable. One's flying, they're set in this magical forest here. Can have a lot of fun with that page. Then I picked this tree man. I think this is a original character from Veronika. I just think he looks so cool. The face kind of reminds me of what's the name of that guy in Pirates of the Caribbean with the squid face? Except it's tree form instead of like sea creature form. What is his name? All I've got in my head is Barbossa, but it's not that. It doesn't matter. But he reminds me of that. We've got this nice pig down here, set in a magical forest. I just think that would look lovely with some nice earthy tones. I've got this one, what did she call this? I think this was an original character. Yes, the goat lion. Set amongst these crystals. I just think it's gorgeous. Having fun with lots of different colours on that one. And then this one, the gnome village with these snail houses. I just think this is so much fun, this page. And with all the little gnomes living their lives. One's on a swing, one's got a flower, one's riding the snail. I just think it's adorable. But my favourite page in this book has to be this fairy. She is gorgeous. Like, how amazing is Veronika at drawing faces? With all of these butterflies, you can play with lots of metallics. Yeah, and I think having a nice dark background to contrast and make her pop would look amazing in this book. But that is Mythographic Mythical Beasts by Veronika Kolinska. Number 4 is the newest mythographic that's been released. This is Mythographic Dragonspell by Joseph Cattenbang. And it's always hard when you get a brand new mythographic book because you kind of go, wow, that's my favourite of all time. So I was trying to keep that in mind and not let recency bias influence my decisions, but I do absolutely adore the images in this book. Like, all of the dragons are just so fun, and the just variety of different dragons that are involved in this book I think is just incredible, and it had to be in my top 5 of mythographic books. So a few of my favourite pages. I have this one of the little boy going out bug catching, but the bug is this giant dragon with huge butterfly wings. I just think this is awesome. The sort of giant dragon there with a tiny little boy, that's sort of playing the contrast of size. It's really lovely. Then I have this dragon who's coming out of this old storybook called Once Upon a Time there, and as you know, I love colouring books, and we've got a few butterflies in here, which always is a lovely touch in these pages. And I have this one of this gorgeous girl in the water with these lotus flowers and stars all hanging around her. It just looks so mystical and magical. I can see it coloured in a variety of different ways, actually, lots of different colours. And then I have this one of the boy reading a storybook, and the pages are coming to life in this swirling tornado of dragons coming out of it. And again, love colouring books, so this is one of my favourite pages for sure. But my favourite page in the entire book is this one of the witch at the cauldron with her little pet dragons surrounding her, making a potion. It lends itself to glitter, metallic paints, bright jewel colours. I just think that's going to look amazing coloured in, so can't wait to get that page done. That is Mythographic Dragonspell by Joseph Cattenbang. And spot number 3 is Mythographic Cosmic Spirit by Fabiana Attanasio. This is my favourite book by Fabiana by far, which kind of leads to suggest what the next couple of books are going to be. But this is probably my most coloured mythographic book. I do have a few whips in here, but I love a theme with zodiac and tarot images in here. So I've done Capricorn, and I've had a lot of fun playing with limited colour palettes in here, themed to different zodiac signs. I've started Virgo, hoping to finish her this year finally. Done the Hermit. I've based Leo, he just needs some pencil shading. Done Cancer. I love the pages in here. Gemini. And Taurus. And the first page I did was Aries. But yeah, really, really fun pages of themed to different zodiac signs and the major arcana tarot cards, as well as some other just kind of mystical, magical objects. But yeah, this was a favourite for a long, long time for me, but there's a couple that I've overtaken. So one of my favourite pages is the High Priestess. The High Priestess. I think she's going to look amazing with a purple robe and some nice natural looking olivey greens for the plants. And yeah, I think she's stunning. Can't wait to get her done eventually. I love the Chariot with the swans and this very kind of scary, no pupil looking woman riding the swans here. I love swans. I think they look so magical. So a few of my favourite pages have had swans in them. Then I have Pisces. Again, just gorgeous with these fish, using a nice magical stars and crystals and flowers on it. I just think it's stunning. I've missed one back here. I think it must have been hiding behind. Yep, here it is, the Empress. I really wanted to colour this, but I felt so intimidated by all of the crystals and the ice dripping not quite knowing what to do, so I've left it, but it is absolutely stunning and definitely one of my favourites in the book. But my absolute favourite is the moon. I just think this is stunning, with this girl sat on the crescent moon, all of these butterflies and flowers. Just fill it with a rainbow of colours and it's going to look amazing. So that is my favourite page from Mythographic Cosmic Spirit by Fabiana Attanasio. In spot number 2, I have Mythographic Wild Summer by Joseph Kattenbang. And I was umming and ahhing whether to put this as number 1 or number 2. But I ended up going number 2, just because it's a slightly newer book and my number 1 has been a favourite for a long time. But this one, the creativity of this book, the variety of images, even though it's called Wild Summer, you can colour it any time of year. You do have some nice summery themed ones, set at like beaches and whatnot, but you've got some which aren't necessarily so summery. Did this dog one, I've done the panda one, loved colouring that. It turned out so bright and vibrant. I think that's what I like about this book. It lends itself to bright, vibrant colours. I've got this as a whip. But yeah, so many gorgeous pages in here. I could easily see myself colouring all of them. 5 of my favourites. We have this one of the boy riding the tiger through the water. I just think the way Joseph draws his tigers is absolutely gorgeous. I think that would look amazing coloured in. We've got this one, which I just think is really interesting. You've got rainbow in the background, water, which I find colouring water in mythographic books quite mindless. But we've got this really interesting rock work of an elephant back here, which I absolutely love. Oh, not that one. We've got this one of the fox with the ballerina standing on top of it with this gorgeous sun shining out from behind her. I just think that's amazing. And if pigs could fly, you can have a lot of fun with all the different coloured balloons here, with the bringing some of those colours into the houses. Just such a fun page. But my favourite in the whole book is this one, with the kids playing with the elephants, and the elephants have butterfly wings for ears. How magical is that? Just absolutely adore it. So that's my favourite from Mythographic Wild Summer by Joseph Kattenbang. And then my number 1 favourite mythographic book is Mythographic Magical Earth. This was one of the first mythographics I got and was my favourite at the time. And I think it has stood the test of time as one of my favourite, well, as my favourite mythographic book. I just could colour every single page in here. I like the variety of images, different creatures, settings. I've done the dragon. I like a book with variety, so some of the books with the same repeating elements are slightly lower, but ones which have great variety. I've started this one, hopefully finishing that before the end of the month. Yeah, just some of my absolute favourite pages in here. It was so hard to pick just 5 favourite pages, but I did pick 5 in the end. I've done the fun stag with the runes. Yeah, I've done quite a few in this book actually, so it's nice seeing it filling up. But 5 of my favourite pages. First one being this tiger with the baby sitting on top of this kind of tomb, looking in its reflection. It has grown up to be an adult tiger. I just think that is such a wonderful idea of a colouring page. So magical. I've got this one of the girl inside the bottle. We've got these cobwebs surrounding it. I'd probably do them in metallic, watercolour, butterflies, flowers. Just some of my favourite things to colour on that page. Even a couple of froggies. I've got this one of the girl holding this floral umbrella. In fact, the umbrella is made out of vines and flowers and leaves and butterflies as well. I just think that one is stunning. And then I have this owl, this girl looking into this magical portal. I think it's just amazing. I picture it with kind of dark colours, especially the dark background, and a very magical, sparkly looking portal to really draw your attention there. But my favourite in the whole book is this one of the giraffes in the trees, this girl feeding them. I just think this whole page is just one of my favourite pages in my colouring book collection. I'm kind of saving until I've coloured a few more pages in this book. But that is my favourite page from my favourite mythographic book. So that is everything, all of my mythographic books I have ranked, and I've rated my 5 favourite pages from each. I would love to hear in the comments, what is your top 5 mythographic books? It doesn't have to be in an order because it is very hard, but what are your 5 favourites? It doesn't have to be the ones that I've mentioned here. It can be the ones that you've got in your collection that I don't have, because I don't have all of them. There are so many mythographic books, but I'm really happy with my collection, and I'd love to hear in the comments what your favourites are as well. So thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone.